Lolita, or Lolita, I think is the actual way to pronounce it. This is an early Stanley Kubrick film from MGM. Stanley Kubrick is the director behind The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and many more. And I'm going to be covering a couple more of them as the days progress. So, yeah. So, Lolita. This is my first time actually seeing this, and it was released back on June 13th, 1962, and it stars James Mason, produced by James B. Harris, and it was written by Vladimir Nabokov, and is based on his book. Had a budget of $2 million, and at the box office it made $9.25 million. So yeah, it did a decent job. Now this one it's a pretty cool romantic drama comedy, I guess you could call it. Basically, James Mason plays a guy who comes across a stunning 14-year-old girl who he falls basically in love with and tries the hardest to get as close as he can to her. So what does he do? Marries her mother. And then some weird things start happening, like odd little things. And then he starts lying to her, like her mom dies. I think he kills her and stuff. And he doesn't tell her. He just goes, "Oh, your mom went away on vacation. We're gonna go meet her here," and then goes on like a 2 week long road trip with her. And then the tension starts building, and she slowly starts expressing her feelings towards him. He expresses somewhat of her, and while they're on the run, he's trying to stay as stealthy as he can, where he learns that like people are looking for him and stuff. And there's some comedy aspects to it, which sort of work, sort of don't in this. I think that's the biggest downfall in this film, is that there is quite a few jokes in there where it's kind of childish, and it kind of takes it out, where it's not as charming and entertaining than watching them drive and have their arguments and as the story progresses and stuff. And overall, it was really an interesting film. I wasn't really expecting it to be the way it was. I was expecting more of just a weird, more artsy, to this more taboo type subject. And but I was actually pretty impressed with it. That the way it portrays like the characters and stuff, and how Stanley Kubrick actually managed to get that across. And it was actually really interesting that he chose to shoot it in black and white, which is really good. Now this is a super long movie; it's 2.5 hours long, so there is moments where it drags a bit. But those are the only two little gripes and complaints I have with it. But overall, it is still a really good film. I think a lot more people should find out about this film. It's a pretty neat and unique artistic way of showing like some of the weird things that go on in this world. So yeah, good little one. Definitely something different, and I'm a huge fan of Stanley Kubrick. So I'm pretty sure I have a review for The Shining, and I know for a fact I have a review for 2001: A Space Odyssey that I've done in the past, so you can find those there on here somewhere. But yeah, so definitely another good one in the Stanley Kubrick from Stanley Kubrick. So yeah, if I was gonna rate, my rating for this is basically comes down to this. It's yeah, it drags a bit. So what? And some of the humor didn't hit, which threw off the story just a slight tad. But it's still really enjoyable, as long as you know that you're getting yourself into a long drama film. And be prepared if that's in black and white. So I know some people for some reason don't like watching black and white movies nowadays, and that's real sad, because you can't enjoy half of film history because the first half of the film history is in black and white. So Yeah, you don't get like the classics and stuff. Instead, you get to watch all the crap that gets pumped out of the House of Mouse, like the Marvel Universe junk and stuff like that, which I don't see how so many people love it. I can't stand it. So, yeah, Lolita, really good movie, Stanley Kubrick. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. Trailer's linked down below, I think, or a clip, whatever one I could find. My Instagram's also linked down below, so you should follow me there. And because on my story, I post clips of films that I'm going to review in the future on my story on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me there, and also make sure you look for the little hashtag. The title of the film isn't a hashtag hidden somewhere in the see if you can find it or guess what film I'm going to review next. Or if you're curious to see what I'm going to talk about next, there's a good little hint on there. So make sure you follow me there. Also, make sure you like this video. Share it so a lot more people can find out about it, because a lot of people talk about the main Stanley Kubrick films but barely ever talk about this, sadly. So, yeah. And pick it up on Blu-ray. Don't stream it. Buy it. It is that good. Alright, well, that's Stanley Kubrick film down right there. That's the first one. I'm going to continue on with quite a few more. So, I think next one, I'm into something disturbing, and I love this film ever since I was a young teen. The one that I'm thinking of, and I think I'm gonna like it. Hopefully, you like the color orange. All right, I'll see you in the next review.